Hello, welcome to White Birch Tarot. This reading is for Sunday, March 12th through, actually I think, yeah, that's right, Sunday's the 12th, through, I'm going to say through like Tuesday the 14th. And we had a very important thing happen in the sky a few days ago. Saturn moved into Pisces, and I was going to do a reading on that, and I will. But I decided instead tonight to do a reading on Jupiter conjunct Chiron in Aries, because Saturn's going to be in Pisces for like 2.5 years, but Jupiter and Chiron are only going to be conjunct a few days. So I'm going to focus on that tonight. And I'll say more about that, but I wanted to start off with a quote. This seems to fit, Saturn in Pisces is moving into Pisces is such a huge deal that it kind of, I think it came through the reading. As I was drawing the cards, I thought, wow, I don't think I can get away from it, even though I was going to focus on something else. But I found this quote, and this is by the author Iris Murdoch, and she said, "Every book is the wreck of a perfect idea." And I thought, wow, that really goes with Jupiter conjunct Chiron. And also, if you remember, I don't know if it was the last reading I did or the second to the last, but it was talking about like accepting, that you are enough is what I'm trying to say. And I thought, so many times we wait for things to be perfect before we do them. And you end up waiting and you never get it done because it's never perfect. So anyway, so Jupiter and Chiron are conjunct in the sign of Aries at 14 degrees. So if you know your chart, you can look there and see if you have anything. And again, if you have anything in 14 degrees of any sign, it's probably going to make some sort of aspect. But Aries is a fire sign. So if you have anything in 14 degrees, or let's say like 12 to 16 degrees of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, those are all fire signs, so they're going to be trined or conjunct if it's in Aries. But Jupiter rules expansion and opportunity and optimism, and Chiron is the wounded healer. And in Aries, I feel like it's our personal wound. It's really about who you are and dealing with personal hurts. And we also have Venus in Aries, and she just was conjunct Chiron, a few days ago. So we have 3 planets in Aries right now, and then of course we have 4 planets in Pisces, which is, the last sign of the zodiac. Aries is the first, and we have the spring equinox coming up on the 21st, I think, or 23rd, something like that, and a new moon, and I mean, just all kinds of stuff is happening. So I pulled these cards, and I just can't believe it, because as I said, I was going to focus on Jupiter conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer, in Aries, which is a fire sign, the first sign of the zodiac, and I drew almost all cups, which again is that Saturn in Pisces, and the sun's in Pisces, and Mercury's in Pisces, and Neptune is in Pisces, so we can't get away from that. But anyway, let's see what I drew. I didn't stop and think about it, because if I overthink it, it's no good. So we start out with the Hermit, which we have been getting so much lately. This is Virgo energy. Virgo is opposite Pisces. And this is going within, and it can mean some kind of isolation, but it doesn't have to. It just means being introspective and looking within, or you might feel a bit lonely and isolated, but I think that's necessary right now in order to get in touch with that Pisces energy. And remember, Pisces is feeling, but it's feeling on a collective level. It's really about unconditional love, and it's about love for the spiritual. It's a very spiritual sign. And of course, it can be personal too, because it's the 2 fishes, the light and the dark, but it's really the coming together of the personal and the collective, and balancing those. Okay, so then I drew the 3 of Cups, which is generally a card of celebrating with friends. It's something that you've accomplished on an emotional level. And I wasn't sure tonight if I wanted to do reversals or not, but I got so many, I decided that I should. So this came out in reverse. And so this is telling me that you may not be feeling like celebrating right now. Even though you have accomplished something on an emotional level, there may be a level of dissatisfaction and a feeling of maybe loneliness, maybe being misunderstood. I'm getting that feeling from that card. And then I drew the Queen of Cups, okay? And she's water also. The cups are water, which are feeling, emotions. She's upside down. So the Queen of Cups is all about getting in touch with your emotions, trying not to get swept away by them. And she's in the reverse, which tells me that we may be feeling swept away by our emotions right now. Either that or not, or having trouble accessing them in a, not so much accessing them, but just not feeling in control of them. And then I draw the Five of Cups. This is insane how many cups I drew tonight. I shuffle these cards and this is crazy. So this is the card of remorse. This person has 3 cups that have been spilled. He has 2 that are still filled, but he's not focused on them. He's focused on what he's lost. Okay? So this is regret and remorse and something in the past, but it's in reverse, which is telling me, well, this card is always telling us to let go and to turn around and look at what we've got left. But this, when it's in reverse, it tells me that, yes, we need to do that, but we also need to really feel what we have lost. Don't deny your feelings. So if you're feeling some kind of regret or remorse over the past, don't push it away. What you resist persists. So you might need to be feeling that energy right now. I know this doesn't feel good. And well, I'll say more about Saturn moving into Pisces in a bit. But then I could draw the Four of Cups, which is emotional neutral. And it's in the reverse, which is telling me we are not feeling emotionally neutral, but we might be feeling the depressed part of emotional neutral, like apathetic, not caring about anything. Again, numbing yourself to your feelings in a very not healthy way. I guess that word would be unhealthy, wouldn't it? And then I draw another cup, the Seven of Cups. And this one is in the upright. And this is the mystery card. This is the card of fantasy. And it's usually kind of a warning about, be careful what you wish for, because you might get a snake or a gorgon. You might get some riches. You just never know. With fantasy, you can get lost in fantasy. But since this is the only upright card right now with all of these other cups that are in reverse, this is telling me that since Saturn is in Pisces, and let me talk about that for just a moment. Saturn is Father Time, rules the material realm, restriction, kind of has a bad rap for being, the energy that puts the end to all the fun, because it's death and, karma and all those things, reaping what you've sown. But there's a very positive side to Saturn because he rules the harvest. And also, if you've sown some good seeds, you're going to reap the harvest. You're going to reap something good. Karma can be good karma. It's not always bad karma. And Saturn can help you manifest. So I feel like this is Saturn in Pisces, which it moved in, I think it moved in like last Wednesday, like 3 or 4 days ago, will help us to manifest what we can imagine. So be very, very careful what you imagine right now. Try to imagine the best. Like really, I think that whatever we imagine and hold in our minds right now, I honest to God think that we can literally manifest it at this time because of so many planets in Pisces and Saturn moving into there. And again, when I was sitting down to do the reading tonight, I was thinking about personal healing because of Jupiter conjunct Chiron in Aries, which is your self, your sense of self. And I think that sometimes imagining the best for yourself is a great way to heal. So use your powers of imagination wisely. And I know it sounds kind of, I want to use the word pejorative, but like kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? to say, oh, just think positive and everything will be okay. No, that doesn't really work all the time, but it does help. I mean, it does help. So right now, I think that's a good thing to do. Then I draw the King of Cups, okay? So we have the King and the Queen of Cups, but he's in the reverse. He's in the reverse. So again, the King of Cups is about manifesting. Let me see what Liz Green says about, this is her deck here. Yeah, she says he's the wounded healer, which again, Chiron is the wounded healer, and his card is generally thought of as the Hierophant. But she's got the King of Cups as the wounded healer, which is what I was thinking tonight was the Jupiter conjunct Chiron in Aries. So she's got the wounded healer, the figure who, through compassion and empathy, can heal others, yet he cannot heal his own hurt in the realm of the heart. So this might be, and again, you know, in mythology, Chiron had a wound that would not heal. It literally would not heal, and he eventually was allowed to die because he was in so much pain. Well, this is cheery, isn't it? I'm not saying that that you have to live in pain for the rest of your life. I'm not saying that, but there may be a wound that's so deep that you're going to have to learn how to become strong enough to live with it and not let it dominate your actions or your feeling or your thinking. I mean, this is a great time to heal, and it's a great time for getting in touch with your sense of self-worth. Find out what it is you like about yourself. And, you know, you are enough. So take that message to heart. And then we get Temperance, and I love this because this is literally the flow of balancing the emotional energy, the spiritual and the physical, and that's perfect for Saturn, which rules the physical world, moving into Pisces, which rules the how shall we call it? It's ruled by Neptune. It's the imaginal realm. It's the spiritual realm. So this is like the coming together of the physical and the spiritual, which is perfect for, I couldn't have thought of a better card for Saturn and Pisces. And I need to memorize, you know, each of these cards has an astrological correlation. And since there are 72 cards, I have not memorized them, but I'm going to set that as a task for myself because I think that would be nice to know. And then this card fell out, so I took it as an overall energy card. It's another cup. Oh my God, do you realize that except for 2 cards, and this one, of course, involves cups, it's all cups tonight. It's all emotion. It just blew me away. So our overall energy card is the 10 of Cups, which is, of course, you know, like the gold at the end of the rainbow, emotionally speaking, but it's in the reverse. It's in the reverse. And this is not telling me that, you know, all is lost or whatever, but it's telling me that throw away your ideas of perfect anything, really. Nothing is perfect, but every moment contains the possibility of joy and harmony and love. It's always there. It's always there. You may not always feel it, but it's always there. And so I feel like this is telling me to, you know, throw away the idea of the old-fashioned happily ever after where everything is perfect. It's not going to be perfect. But you know what? That's okay because it's perfect in its imperfection. If that makes any sense. And I'm going to draw some other oracle cards just to kind of make sure I'm on the right track. But this is so obviously about emotional wounding and healing our emotional selves. It couldn't be more clear. I decided to draw a moon card, even though I'm not that thrilled with these because they're kind of static. But the moon is disseminating. It's getting smaller. So it says take time to breathe out. Not bad advice. Let's see. I'm going to save the fairy cards for when I do Saturn and Pisces because they're so tricky. But I'm going to draw like maybe 1 oracle card and 1 animal spirit card. And of course, probably more than that. Oh, my favorite card came out. Loyal Heart. Oh my goodness. You may be thinking of someone that you have lost, or someone may be thinking of you. And this is reminding us that even when the physical form disappears, the love never does. Love lasts forever. And the Shakespeare phrase, "To thine own self be true," just popped in my head. So this is telling me that it's not just about unconditional love for others or someone that you have held very close in your heart. It's about being true to yourself as well. Be loyal to your own heart. You've got to, with all this Aries energy. You know, you owe it to yourself to do that, because you're no good. You're no good to anyone else until you heal yourself. And I've found that in my own life. It doesn't matter who you meet. It doesn't matter who you fall in love with. They can help you heal. They can totally help you heal. But you're the only person in the end who can truly heal your own wounds. And we all need each other, but okay. I draw dolphin spirit. This and that are true. Again, I think that's so perfect for, I didn't mean to do this reading for Saturn and Pisces. I really did not. I wanted to focus on Jupiter conjunct Chiron, but I feel like this is just drawing me to Saturn and Pisces, because it's telling me that the spiritual and the physical are both true. And it always bugs me when people try to separate the two, or they say like we're, you know, what's that thing that people always say? We're spiritual beings having a physical experience. Okay, but we're also physical beings having a spiritual experience. Why separate and make one better than the other? I never felt that way. I think the earth is precious and our bodies are precious and the material world is precious, and what's wrong with that? So let's just try one more and see if, okay, I keep feeling like this is all Saturn and Pisces. Okay, well, I drew it, so I'm not sure about this. Owl spirit, you see clearly now. Maybe. I don't feel like the rest of the reading is, well, you know what? We got a guy with a lamp. So maybe we do see clearly now. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. This is very interesting. So much emotional energy. I did not expect that. I was looking for fire energy because of the Aries. But Saturn and Pisces is the union of the physical with the spiritual. And it's all about reconciling the two and, you know, building your dreams on earth, which is really, I think, what we're here to do. So anyway, I hope you have a great weekend. And no, it's almost over. Tomorrow's Sunday, but have a great week anyway. I will post again in a few days. I did want to focus on Saturn moving into Pisces. Looks like it already forced me to, but you know, we'll just see what comes up next. But happy healing, everyone. Blessings. Thank you for listening. Good night.